when you start your first business, your responsibility is to make a success of that first business, to use it to test your talents, to use it to prove your skills, to prove to the bank, to prove to the community that you can stay with something and bring it to success. Now, one of the things that you benefit from staying put in an industry is that as you do it, all the opportunities within that market and that industry will begin to show up. Now, you prayerfully identify which of them are yours. And you will see some that are natural extensions of your business. And you can readily move into them. But with the track record of staying long enough to build something in the first one, it's then easier for you to get support. Banks have your account from your first business. They can see that you're a disciplined, responsible person that is committed. They can see that you would fight with integrity to make something of what you're doing. Therefore, they're willing to give you money for the second one. If it's not a bank, people can see, and therefore they're willing to invest with you in the other project. So learnings you've had from the first business will help you with the next one. And that's really how, it's why I always say the Bible isn't wrong when it says don't despise the days of humble beginnings. And it's also when people talk about multiple streams of income, don't be confused. They didn't mean multiple streams of income from day one of your life. You have to prove yourself, prove your talent, learn stuff from your first experiment. Make it work. And sometimes you don't need more than the one. It depends on your own call. That's why I said don't live anybody else's life. So for each of the businesses, some of them came just out of situations and out of circumstances. And you must know how to respond and why. Some are just accidental. My security door business, I did not sit for 1 second to think about getting into security door business. True. With the furniture, I was servicing a lot of banks. One day I got a call. Tayo Aderokunmu, God bless his soul, told someone to call me from GT and said, I hear you're going to Italy. And they sent a picture of those bulletproof doors you see at the entrance of banks. Said, can you find this for us? So I took it. I was doing a favor to my friend, my brother, and a client. I went to Italy. I asked my business associates, where did you find this thing? They made some calls and said to me, talk to this company. I spoke to that company, and they sent me all the information. And then called to say, we don't do business in Africa. I want to be. I said, I'm not interested. I know my business. Because sometimes you'll be blind, which is why you need God. I know what I'm focused on. But somebody wants this, I will take it to them for you. I brought it back, gave all the information, including price. No, they didn't give me price then, to GT. They asked for the price, I asked them for the price, I gave it to them. And then they looked at it and said, okay, we want to buy. So I called those people, these guys want to buy. They said, we can't sell to them. I'm like, you have a product, you have a buyer, what's your problem? They don't sell to end users. As a model, they will only sell through a dealership. Why? The maintenance for them is more important than the sale. So I said, they have maintenance people that work in their bank. Train them. They said, no. What if 10 banks want to buy it? Will we train all their people? That's not how it's done. So I said, well, you have a problem. I didn't think it was mine. I'm serious. Then what happened? Within that period, as we're having all this conversation, there was a multiple robbery in Egbeda somewhere. About 4 banks in one day. They killed a lot of people and everything. And I went to see some people I called my Ikeja parents on that day, and they were talking about the robbery. And I'm like, hey, and there's something in my car that can solve the problem. And the daddy in the house said I should go and bring the thing. I brought it. He looked at it, he called his wife. Haven't I been telling you Nigerian banks need this thing? It was like a light bulb moment. Now, the one thing about me, my pastor calls me Oliver Twist. Once I catch a revelation, I run. So the next day, I just got on the plane. I went straight to that factory in Italy. Went to see the operation and everything and all of that. And I signed West African dealership with them and came back. Then I went back to GT and said, okay, now you can buy it. So God ordained it, set me up. It's one business I can tell you categorically I had nothing to do with. And I've been doing it now for about 25 years. But I had nothing to do with it. Now, I actually own the factory that produces it in Italy. Because the guys that were producing for me went bankrupt. And I had customers that I was committed to, maintenance and all of that. And the only thing of integrity I could do was to ensure I can continue to keep my word to them. So I went to them, can I buy the rights and take the key stuff that I need? And that's what I did. So some of it will be accidental. But as there are no accidents in our lives, God will unfold different things at different seasons. Because I have so many problems with our products that if I didn't know it was God, I would have fainted, as the Bible says. I would be on my knees asking God, God, please let the door in this place be working. Let the one in Onitsha be working. And I'll say, God, but I didn't look for this, so you gave it to me. So you got to make this work. And that's how it worked.